Unless I should leave the glasses on so I have a teacherly look. Because today, children, I'm going to be talking to you about some of the basics of alchemy. I'm just gonna be Theo. Some of the basics are really hard to find out because alchemists talk in code. It's a sad fact of life. So, learning the basics is really hard unless you already know the code, but how are you going to learn the code? So, I'm going to try and attempt to give you some of the tools to start-ish. You know, some of what I know that's easy stuff, because most people don't know anything about alchemy other than Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter. So, most of you may or may not know that alchemy was an ancient science. They're not sure whether it originated in Egypt or Greece. It's usually referred to as coming from Greece or is Roman. It's Hermetic alchemy, usually, because it comes from the Greek god alchemy. Hermes, not alchemy. It comes from the Greek god Hermes, but in Egyptian, the word alchemy is similar to the words al-Kahem. I think it's Kahem. That's a little fuzzy. Which is the word for Egypt. So it means of Egypt. But the word for Egypt also means black. So it means black art too. So there's traces of it in Egypt. There's a lot of it in Greece. There's alchemy everywhere in our modern day society if you look. Actually, you just have to know what you're looking for. There's a couple numbers that are more than a couple, but there's some numbers that are really important to alchemists in their work. The most important being the number 7. There are 7 stages to the Philosopher's Stone or to enlightenment. I would ramble them off the top of my head, but that's for another video. Just basically 7 stages. Once you go through them all, you have a Philosopher's Stone or you're pure of heart, that type of thing. 7 is really important. The number 4 is pretty important because there are 4 elements, and the alchemists believe really strongly in using the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water. And you have to use all these elements in order to create balance and harmony in everything you do. And you can use these elements physically, but sometimes you're doing alchemy on a spiritual level, and so you have to use these elements spiritually, which can translate to several different things, but these 4 elements have pervaded our culture. They're in all sorts of things. They're in the tarot. The tarot cards, actually, the 4 suits are 4 elements. Like cups is water. Seems pretty obvious. So we've let a lot of their culture in, even down to these numbers. The last number that's really important to them is 3. They work with the element of 3 a lot, just like they do with 7 and 4. 3 is, when you're doing spiritual alchemy, you use your body, mind, and spirit, or body, soul, and spirit, depending on how you phrase it. People use different words for either one. When they worked with physical chemical reactions, alchemical, chemical, they did a lot of chemistry. Well, chemistry evolved from alchemy, really. If you've taken chemistry classes, you've probably heard this, like I did. But anyway, the 3 elements they used when doing chemical reactions was mercury, sulfur, and salt. And that was stuff that they figured had to be in every sort of process that they did, just like the body, soul, and spirit. The same way with that. So they included, mercury, sulfur. Salt's okay. Salt won't kill you, but you can see why alchemists died out a little bit. They liked mercury. And they liked burning things, because that's one of the 7 stages. And they liked making things explode, because who doesn't like making things explode? I mean, come on. That's the dog. So I'm going to stop and leave you with those basics. Good day.